Hi, welcome back again, and on this episode we're going to be utilizing our pancakes we made. Remember these little guys? So I'm going to show you how to make a meal out of them. So I got my container here with fresh, well, not sturdy, but it's a container, freshly made pancakes. And here's what we're going to need. We're going to need not a whole stick of butter. We're probably going to need 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to need about 2 cups diced ham. This is pre-cooked ham, just diced. So let me show you what that looks like. It's always interesting trying to get that in view of the camera. About a cup bell peppers, diced. Dice them any which way you want. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Some green ones, some red ones, just as long as they're little and bite size. 1 cup of black-eyed peas. These are fresh made. Well, I made them myself. They're not canned, but if you want, you can use canned. There's no law saying that you have to go out and make your own. Cook your own beans. But so these are frozen, and what we do with these, when you take them, you don't do this with the canned beans, but when you take the beans and you want to thaw them out after they're frozen, if you do make cook your own beans, you want to put them in a container like this, and you're going to want to cover them with water and just put them back on the stove. Turn them to high, and we're not cooking them, we're just reheating them. And what happens is when you add the liquid to it, if you cook the beans without liquid in it, they get all mushy and sticky, and it becomes a big huge mass, and they burn on the bottom. So this keeps them from burning, and gently. Yes, can I talk? I'm talking to the other person right now. I hear you. You probably hear her too. Like I said, you'll hear her all the time. She's jealous of the other person in the computer. She does this with me on the phone too. I can't have a normal conversation without a cat. Yeah, I'm talking. Anyway, back to the show. Put them in water, and that gently heats them. Okay? And then, what we're going to do, and then we're going to take our vegetables, plop them in the pan with a tablespoon of olive oil, you're going to want to put that on high, get a lid, which there you go. This is something you're going to have to watch. And that lid, it fits. A little bit. That'll work. Okay, now what I have here, now if you watch my quesadilla equals soup episode, you can take this broth and splatter it all over yourself. Oops, not a good move. Take this broth and make gravy out of it. That's what we're going to do today. So you're going to need about 2 cups. So let's be careful here. And you're going to hear this sizzling and steaming. Let's get 2 cups out of there. There we go, 2 cups. Put that out. Okay, so it is about 2 cups, and I just did a redundant thing, so I'm going to pour the liquid right back in. But I guess to show you 2 cups. So put that back on, and you're going to want to put that on. You want to bring it to a boil. When it boils, then of course turn it down, because when you make the gravy, you want to make sure it's extremely hot when you're incorporating it. Stir these around. If they get a little burnt or brown, it doesn't matter. That's fine. As long as they're not all black. And we're going to put the ham in at the last minute, because we're not cooking the ham. We're just heating the ham. Let's test our black-eyed peas. They're done. See how fast that was? Okay, take this to this side. Just leave them in the water, they'll be fine. And with the bell peppers, make sure you try them too, but wait till they cool them down a little bit. You don't want to stick them in your mouth. Okay, put the lid back on there for a minute. Okay, get yourself another pot, like this. Remember the butter? Get the butter out. Try to get it off. Stick it in, or toss it in. Check your... This cooks pretty fast. This doesn't take a lot of time, because it's on high. You got the lid on it and it starts steaming. It cooks a lot faster. Let's try one of these without burning myself. Yeah, done. Definitely done. Okay. Put them in. Take it off high heat. Because we don't want mush. We want the ham that's already cooked to be heated, but we don't want to take the vegetables and turn them into mush. That's not good. Okay. Put the lid back on there. And put the, oh, it is on low. There we go. Now you're going to want to melt the, let me get the, that was still good. Melt the butter. And okay, when you're making gravy, wish I could have a movable camera, but I don't. When melting the gravy, when melting the butter, what you want to do is keep stirring it until it's melted, because sometimes if you just walk away, you're going to come back and you're going to find burnt butter. By moving it around, it doesn't allow it to burn. Okay, our broth is really boiling, so I'm going to shut that off. Make sure I shut the right one off. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to use this. Okay, so put that on low. And what we're going to do with that, we're going to heat up the pancakes. I like heating them up one by one rather than a whole stack of them, because that way I can control what, I mean, you don't want to cook and then cook them again. And I just realized something I forgot. Boy, not perfect.
What's up?
Okay, get some flour, and of course I'm going to use my scoop because I know how much to use.
Okay. Cool.
And put a tablespoon, when the butter's all melted, which it is, put a tablespoon of flour in.
I'm going to probably go by 9.
And just have my whisk, but we'll use a spoon.
Okay.
Let me angle this, and you can see the flour in there, and you want to just stir that around until all the flour is incorporated. And if it's still liquidy like this,
Okay.
see that? Add another tablespoon of flour. And stir it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you see how it is?
Mm-hmm.
Now add a little bit more.
Okay.
A little bit more, like half a tablespoon. And let me find a whisk. Whisks work better, so I'm going to get rid of this.
Okay.
Okay, whisk it around. Really good until all the flour is incorporated into the roux. This is what this is called. So now, if you can look, let me get a spoon.
Okay.
See how it looks like dough? That's what you want. You want it to look like dough.
Cool. Okay. Bye.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to make sure if the broth is not boiling anymore, that's okay, but put it back on like medium high so it's bubbling again, because you want this extremely hot. Now this is the part where it's going to spit and spatter in. Where did my ladle go? I just had a ladle. It just, oh, for the flour, no wonder. Okay, clean that off. Now, if you're at a professional restaurant, what they're going to say is, don't stop stirring, don't stop stirring. You just, you know, but you need two hands to scoop the gravy out, I mean the broth out into the thing. So what I do is I turn this pan to medium low, and it's gonna spit and spatter because like gas everything does. So I'm gonna try my best to show you this because the pan's a little bit too high. And so here, grab about a ladle spoon of broth, put it in and stir it really good. Stir it until it looks like mashed potatoes. I mean, until it starts, I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, see how this looks? It looks like something that's clumping together again. So when it starts to clump together, stop, add more gravy. Okay, now stir again. It's gonna look really weird, but just keep on stirring it. And once again, all the liquid's gonna get absorbed into there. And once again, it's gonna start looking like mashed potatoes. Do you see that? Yeah, it's sticking to the thing. It looks like mashed potatoes. So when you see mashed potatoes, that's the trick to gravy. Wait for it to turn to mashed potatoes before you add the broth. Okay, take another spoonful. Put it in. Stir it again. It's going to look disorganized and goopy. Then it's going to get absorbed. Let me turn that off. My hands. Okay, now it's going to look like gravy again. Turn it sideways. Can you see that? How it looks like yeah, it is gravy. See how it looks like mashed potatoes? That's the consistency you want. So you want that mashed potato look before you add any more liquid, because that controls how. Now see, if you really wanted a really thick gravy, what you would do is you would stop right about here, and this is like really thick gravy. Now this, if you want to control it, if you want thinner gravy, you add more broth, which I'm going to add more broth. And let me turn that off because I think that's about it. And so I think we're going to stop right about here. So let me. Okay, I think I'll stop right here. I'll come back on the next episode and we'll assemble our meal.